I'm getting too old, Ken.
You were struggling.
I found last night hard because I wasn't with the boys. I was sitting at
Yeah.
home, comfortable, feet up. Cup of tea now and then. I pretty sure I fell asleep. I was in and out of sleep for the first round of Qatar and Stevenson.
Yeah, you went very quiet.
Yeah. So I think I dipped out of that one. And I woke back up and I was like, fuck this. And I let Kelly out for my dog out for to go to the bathroom. And I kind of went outside and tried to wake myself up. Before we kick into this, I have a little sponsorship read. Show us your beard. Are you liking the ponytail? The samurai
Yeah,
cat.
I approve. I approve.
A lot of people aren't.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know
why.
what? This isn't a style choice. This is a well, it isn't. I want to get her hair long, but I don't want to. Jules offered to cut. I let her trim the sides, but Colin, if in West Cork Beard, if you can do some hair products, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, our partner and sponsor is the West Cork Beer Company. Massive thank you to them for supporting us. They have a new product coming out. Top secret. So he's going to tell me tomorrow, and we can announce on the podcast during the week because we have two more fight cards this week. So we'll definitely be podcasting again this week. But the West Cork Beer Company make handmade beard oils and beard balms for strong, healthy, good-looking beards. Their products are made from all natural ingredients in Clonakilty and West Cork. You can check out their YouTube channel, West Cork Beard Company, for some great beard care tips and advice. You can find all their products at westcorkbeardcompany.ie. Yes.
I love his stuff. Oh, I lost you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's class.
I genuinely love his stuff. My beard is out of control at the moment, but I can get this shit together, which I can't.
It's the cereal box, bro.
Um, yeah, my beard is out of control at the moment, but it's literally as soft as it's ever been. It's never you know why I've shaved mine all the time is because it
Yeah.
always gets scraggly and annoys me, but it's soft as shit. And my missus loves it, so
It's a win-win, y'all.
a win-win.
Let's jump straight into it. What a night of fights, man.
It lived up to it. It very rarely lives up to your expectations.
It really did. Like, but
You know,
he had to.
you'll have to take over the early prelims because I couldn't get my fight pass working. So
Yeah.
you saw
So it was just it was Smiley Sam Alvery and Ryan Spain. Span. I think it is. When I first saw Sam Alvey, I was like, God, this guy's awful. What's he doing? He looked like he was just like he's the guy who fights you in a bar. That kind of guy, just redneck. But man, you just came to like him more and more throughout the entire fight. He's just
yeah.
non-stop. He was going. He was moving forward. Um, I'm surprised Ryan Spann actually got the decision. I thought Sam took it in the end. I thought he got the last round, but Ryan Spann, he was grand. Nothing too major, nothing too impressive. Big stupid Superman tattoo on his chest. But look, that's his nickname. Bryce Mitchell and Charles Rosa. What a fight, man. What a fight. Did you get a chance to watch back?
No, I didn't. All I heard about that one is he's demanding camo Reebok shorts or something. Is he?
He's demanding camo Reebok shirts, but he also got, is it the Twister? Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
5 times.
that has to be a record, is it?
It has to be of all attempts. Like he got it every time. He got him in a side choke at least 15. Like it was such an impressive performance from Bryce Mitchell. And Charles Ross is not one to mess with.
Mm.
So he's like, I love Jesus Christ, I love Arkansas, and I want my camouflage. I was like, oh my God. But supposedly he's got his camouflage. But as early prelims, brilliant. Really enjoyed them. And then jumped on the prelims. Like, it's probably the best prelim card ever, is it?
Yeah, I was saying to Dara like that prelim card is better than most fight nights.
Man, like with Vincent Luque and Nico Price, what a fight!
Yeah,
It was utter violence, like
yeah,
utter. And
really. And it was so much better because there was no crowd.
Yeah.
that you could hear the damage these guys were doing to each other.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
could the sound of that leather was fucking something else.
Yeah. And I had the same haircut as Nico Price, which I'm happy about. But
You look a bit better than him as well today.
Jesus, man, he was marked up. But this Vincent Luque here, he just seems to have violent fights.
Hmm.
Like Wonder Boy, that was a violent fight. Like,
Yeah, and he didn't fight nearly as well against Wonder Boy as he did against Nico Price.
no, maybe the bright lights.
But it's a different fight. It's a different fight.
It's a
You're
different
fighting. You're
everywhere.
fighting Wonder Boy, who's unbelievable coming forward, but even better fighting backwards.
Mm.
It's a different.
Like, but I thought he did a great job with Wonder Boy. It was a good fight. Like, it was solid. But no, the Nico Price fight was fantastic. Not too happy with the Sparza Waterson. It was boring. It wasn't amazing. Sparza shouldn't have got it.
Yes, no, she shouldn't have. Yeah.
I thought Waterson got it. Everyone was surprised in our chat that she.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the fight where somehow the judges scored it 30-27 Esparza, 30-27 Waterston, and then 29-28 Esparza.
So it was exactly. So it was 30-27, 28, 28-27, and then 30-27.
It didn't make it like how was one judge giving all three to Wallace, how was one judge giving? At that stage, I knew that the rest of the night these fighters can't afford to let it go to the scorecards because there is some seriously incompetent judging there. Yeah. Seriously incompetent judging.
Like myself, the 10-7 I thought was very justified.
What fight was that again?
The next one in Verdum.
The only 10-7 of that night was fucking Ngannou in the first round. I
thought Fabricio did absolutely nothing in the first round.
Look, he was out. He was out for a long time, and Olenek is a very active guy, and Verdum it took him a while, and he still didn't end up finding the pace.
Exactly, it took him a whole round, and that's why I gave it a 10-7, and he gave me shit for it.
No, Jesus, you can't give it a 10-7 for that. I don't think I've ever seen a 10-7 in professional MMA.
Yes, you did.
I think if you fought Ryan Spillane, you wouldn't even get a 10-7.
Yeah, they'd kill him. And then obviously the main event of that. So what did you think of the Verdum Olenek fight? We're kind of jumping through, I'm sorry.
It was good. It was good. Like serious ring rust on Verdum. He didn't look like the shape he usually was. Dara was arguing with me. He said he always kind of looked like that, and I said no. He never looks that heavy. He never moves that heavy on his feet. He was always quite a spry heavyweight.
Yeah, I saw a tweet saying the weight Olenek lost, Verdum found. Olenek looked great. Then again, it just seems to be Olenek though. Excuse me, the last fight again, he gassed out in two massively, and then got a third wind again in the third.
Like, that was against Morris Green. That was a great fight.
Great fight. That was the 10-finger choke, was it? Did he get to him with that?
I can't remember how he finished. He subbed him in the end, but I remember Morris Green, someone who had no ground game whatsoever, survived so many submission attempts, and that's what made it exciting. It was good fight.
The feet up in the chair, lying down. That's the first, isn't it?
Giving the thumbs up to the camera as well.
Yeah, he's a character. I like him.
He's what a record he has as well. He's the only guy in the UFC to win a fight in 4 different decades.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s.
That's really cool, isn't it?
That's massively impressive.
Yeah.
And he still looks great. He still looks good. 4 decades.
Say that again to me.
So he won a fight in the 90s.
Of course. He was one of the OGs, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's around a long time.
Jesus, man, that's huge. Pettis and Cowboy.
Great to see Cowboy looking so good again.
I thought he had it. I think I thought he had it. Let me see what I gave him. Put up my verdict app there. I'm not too sure what I gave him. Do you not agree?
No, I think Pettis did enough.
I didn't submit rounds for that. I picked Pettis to win. But sure, you saw the boys after. Do you see Cowboy get kind of pissed off at me when he poked his eye?
Yeah. And unlike Pettis to not stop, but the ref, that was the same ref, the controversy about Cody, who didn't, Cody Garbrandt, yeah. No,
No, Dominic
Dominic
Cruz.
Cruz, sorry. Same ref. Um, no, it did happen very quick, and it's easy for us to judge in the replay. Like live, it didn't look like to me he eye poked him at all. I didn't notice anything was wrong until Cowboy started making a fuss. But
Yeah.
usually, when a fighter says that, the ref will just step in and check anyway. It's not like
Mm.
Cowboy's going to try and buy himself 30 seconds to recover.
Yeah, of all people.
Like if this is the benefit of knowing fighters, and it was why I was so relieved that Herb Dean was in charge for the Tony
Yeah.
and Justin fight, because that guy was having a bad night. I don't know what his name is, the short guy, that ref,
You
but he
saw
was
it.
having a bad night.
I put that into the group. We saw it. Dominic said, didn't you?
Yeah,
Dominic Cruz released a statement after saying that was an early stoppage, 100%. I'm positive of it. I wish there was a way to keep these refs a little more responsible sometimes. The guy smelled like alcohol and cigarettes, so who knows what he was doing. That's a bold statement to come from him. Like,
that's
and
yeah,
Cruz
that's it.
isn't the type to complain like that, is he?
No, I don't think so. But he's also one of the fighters that Dana will listen to the most.
And the IQ he has, man, exactly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's just unbelievable.
Look, we'll jump ahead. We'll talk about that fight in a
Yeah,
minute. We're
yeah,
jumping ahead.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Pettis and Cowboy was as exciting as I thought it would be. Um, Two good strikers. Cowboy looked good in there. But my question is, what did either of them have to gain from that fight?
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what they're
yeah.
aiming to do.
I just think it was a barn burner for the two boys, just for the
Mm.
crack, just to bring
At
rust.
stage in
No,
your career, you want to go into a barn burner?
I know.
That's strange to me. But look, these guys aren't. These guys don't think the same way we do. That's why they're
Does he
who they
jump
are.
up? Those like those what's he at now? Pettis isn't ranked.
Because he fought Tony last, wasn't it? And then
15th. He's 15th in the rankings. Like Donald is 6th. Like we know this doesn't happen that he jumps to 6th. So
the fight was at welterweight.
yeah,
Who knows? Who knows what they do? What those guys are going to do?
yeah, it's weird. Great fight though. Very
Yeah,
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
Greg Hardy and De Castro.
Frustrating until the very last second, because De Castro's plan completely worked in the first round, and then Hardy really found a rhythm and really found a way of dealing with it. And I know everyone hates Hardy, and I don't necessarily like him either because of his past, but he showed good fight IQ to be able to adapt. And in fairness, he didn't look tired at any stage. He was
Mm,
doing heavy work. He was doing all the movement, and he looked good. He looked good, and he deserved to win. Definitely deserved to win. But it was frustrating watching Castro. We didn't know at the time that he'd broken. I think it looked like he said he broke a bone in his toe or in his foot, and that's why he wasn't throwing big hands. But at the time, it didn't look like, because he hit it really well. He wasn't limping,
yeah.
and you're thinking to yourself, especially coming into the last minute of the round, thinking,
Why
okay,
isn't dropping
you won the
bombs?
first, but you've lost the second, and now you're definitely losing the third.
Mm,
Maybe thinking to yourself, is he saving himself up for the third round? That he's going to come out and explode? Is that the plan? But it looked like at the end, I was thinking to myself, why isn't he just throwing here? Like, go out on your sword, like
last
get
15,
knocked
20
out, trying to get
seconds.
the
Yeah.
win. But it obviously, he had a serious problem with his foot when Hardy eventually did check one of the leg
Mm,
kicks.
yeah.
Hardy looked good. I'd like to see Hardy and Ngannou at some stage.
Who knows? We'll get to Ngannou. Jeremy Stevens, Kelvin Qatar.
Yeah,
Good fight.
good
Brawl.
fight.
Kelvin he's a dog. Like, people thought Jeremy Stevens is a dog. He's a fucking dog. Like,
I didn't love the comments afterwards. I have to say, good fight. No, I know I'm jumping ahead comments, but saying that no, he had a point. I didn't know that Jeremy Stevens was the first to weigh in out of all the 24 fighters.
okay.
So he was 5.5 pounds over, and he was the first to weigh in. Meaning at that stage he was content to not cut any more weight and take the 30%
Mm,
loss on his earnings. Whereas Qatar made the good point, but you shouldn't really. I don't feel like you should talk about it. Where he was saying you should be the last to weigh in. you should be killing yourself to get down to
Yeah.
145. And I think that kind of sums up where Jeremy Stevens is mentally, where he's happy now to just keep fighting. He has the record, I think, for most fights in the UFC.
It's the journeyman. He's happy to be the journeyman.
Journeyman, and he'll go and he'll fight. He's too short for 150, 155. So it's not like he can suddenly now jump up to lightweight and have any success there. But this murderers, if he does want to have a shot at a 145 belt, like that top 6 or 7 in featherweights are murderers.
Yeah,
there's some scary fights there.
It'd be very interesting in the future that we'll get to it. But it's very interesting to see what the future is going to be for that. No, Kelvin, it was a elbow, wasn't it? That finished it.
Yeah.
Dropped him. Class. Inside elbow. Francis and Rosenstruck, like, did you see that happening?
Not that quickly. No.
I had Francis for first round knockout, just not that quickly.
I hedged against everyone. I went with Rosenstruck in the first. I thought maybe in an exchange, because I've seen his power, I thought maybe in an exchange he could get lucky and clip Francis. But this is the beauty for Francis of not fighting a wrestler, is you can just go in and start swinging massive bombs, and there's no risk. The way he followed through with 3 or 4 punches, like, because Rosenstruck dodged the first 2 masterfully. Like, the first 2 were also bombs, and it was just the third one. He just ran out of space. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And that slow motion replay of him being down and then Ngannou following him with another one is terrifying. Yeah.
Like,
terrifying.
I was saying to Jules that kills me or you, I think, does it?
An ordinary man, it does.
Yeah, I honestly believe an ordinary man. It breaks something. Like, orbital bone, something's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
this, how powerful it is that a guy of Rosenstruck's size, that it literally switches the lights off in his body for a split second. Like, that's how powerful it is.
It was longer than a second. He was.
Yeah, I was worried when he was sitting up and his eyes were closed. He was sitting up.
And then Ngannou kind of bent down beside him.
Yeah.
Great picture of them after. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
There was 2 of them. I think were they having a drink? I'm not too sure, but he was like, "There's no hard feelings here. We're business partners." That's exactly the uncrowned champion is what he's called himself.
But I like Ngannou for that, because a guy who's trying to make a name for himself in the division gets called out, and Ngannou's like, "Okay, you've called me out, but now you're gonna pay for it." Like, and that's the worst thing that can happen to you if you're a prospect in a division, is you call out one of the top dogs and they dismantle you that quickly.
Yeah. They destroy. Yeah, he got performance of the night, and so did main event. Yeah. Henry Cejudo and Dominic Cruz.
First of all, I have to say, Cejudo's game plan was brilliant. For the 2 rounds we saw, he was absolutely brilliant, chopping the legs and taking Cruz's speed and agility away from him is taking away half of his weapons.
Before we go any further, I hate the coach, Henry Cejudo's coach.
I know you do, yeah. He's cringe.
He's cringy as well, yeah. Maybe that's why.
But that guy.
But I like Henry's stuff.
2 double champions.
I know.
But that guy knows what he's doing.
He's Amanda as well, is he?
No, not Amanda. It's Pitbull in Bellator. So he has 2 terriers in that weight class. Like, well, he has 1 now.
Is the retirement real?
I watched his press conference afterwards. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't get a chance.
A lot of the reporters kind of questioned him on it, because he had been talking about contract negotiations. He seemed genuine to me. He said, "Look, if Dana comes back with the money that I want, I'll stick around." But he said, "I'm also quite happy to walk away." But Dara made a good point.
What more?
What else can he do?
Yeah.
He's won 2 belts. He's defended each of them. Like, that is really, really, really impressive.
And his talks, he said in the embedded that he could make the Olympic team if he tried.
Yeah. He's a seriously impressive athlete, and I like the shtick. I have to say I like it.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I just think the coach doesn't do it properly or something for me. I don't know what it is. If he is gone, that opens up 2 belts.
Yeah, Peter Yan they pretty much Dana White pretty much confirmed Peter Yan will fight for the 135, which is well overdue.
Yeah.
And they said they'll have to decide who will fight him for it. I can see the UFC doing Dominic Cruz, but I honestly think it's probably
At
Aljamain
135.
Sterling at 135.
Okay.
I honestly think it should, in my opinion, should be Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan for it. I think those two guys deserve it the most. But I wouldn't begrudge Dominic Cruz after that stoppage either.
And the 145?
125.
Oh, sorry, 125.
I don't know.
Yeah. Will they just kind of let it go?
Valentina Shevchenko said she wants it.
Yeah. Will they just let it go?
I hope not.
They've been looking to do that. They've been looking to cut that. What I would sacrifice 125 for 165.
There's no need to sacrifice it.
The roster is pretty stacked as is.
The biggest reason Dana doesn't want to do 165 is because he knows he will lose his best guys from 155 and he'll lose some of his best guys from 170. But that will now go to 175, I'd imagine, if that was to happen. You lose, and they all pile into that division. All the top guys pile into that division, and you're kind of left with stranglers in the other two. And he does have a point. The other two.
It could open the door as well to kind of bring new guys in.
Potentially, yeah. Do an Ultimate Fighter season of 160 fighters. So 165.
Now you say it. I had an idea last night. I meant to say it to you. Hear me out, right? We know the Ultimate Fighter's coming back. We know that. Did you see Darren Till call out
Mike
Stylebender?
No.
So Darren Till is like, Stylebender, let's do it. 2 coaches, Ultimate Fighter, your ass is grass. Something stupid like that. And Stylebender just retweets, no. It was perfect. Like, just no. I had the idea though in my head, and it could be fucking huge, and I don't know would it work. But if you did an Ultimate Fighter with Masvidal and McGregor,
yeah, it'd be class. But McGregor's too big for that.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
He's too big for that. He doesn't have the time.
Usman, like, they won't put a champion in there as a coach, will they? Probably not.
Usman and Masvidal wouldn't be as interesting.
No.
Like Covington, for me, should definitely be a coach on top. Like, think of the best
season. It's the TV.
Think
it's
of the best.
The
best tough season of all time, if you're just looking at judges, was Rampage and Rashad, without a doubt. Also, they produced because it was a heavyweight season, it had some of the best fights and the most interesting moments.
What was the game? He's like, "Yo, do something, bro. Yo, come at me, bro." And they're just so close to each other. It's like, oh my god! And then
he just keeps calling him a bitch. He's like, "Yeah, call me a bitch again." Yeah, just called you a bitch, and they're like practically kissing each other.
Yeah, he smashes the door, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What season? You said you binged this season. Season 10 was it?
Season 10, that one.
Oh yeah, Nate Diaz, is it?
Season.
No,
that's the heavyweights.
Oh, that was
heavyweight. Rashad and Rampage.
Yeah, that was Brendan Schaub.
The whole thing is on YouTube. Yeah, Brendan Schaub was in that one.
Did he win that?
No, he got to the final, lost to Big Country.
Big Country. Got a contract anyway.
Most of them did.
Yeah.
But Kimbo Slice was in that season. He lost in the first round.
Yeah, I remember that. Everyone's like, I remember seeing a clip, but they released a clip actually recently. Oh, is that what it was? It's on YouTube now. Watch now, is it?
Well, it wasn't an official UFC page.
Oh, okay. Because there was a clip on UFC last week of just a clip of Kimbo rocking, and everyone's like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah,
he fighter. He's a badass. Like, we're MMA fighters. We'll kill him. Like,
Brendan Schaub's like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah. That story, man, he tells of Kimbo coming into his bedroom.
Yes. I'd love to know which fighter it was, man. I'd love to know which guy was racist. Funniest
thing. Main event.
Before we go to that, like, I think everyone's on the same page. You just say agreement with me. Like, the stoppage was bad purely because, yes, Cruz did take about 10 unanswered shots. But the ref stood in and stopped it as Dominic Cruz was getting back with 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock.
If he stopped
a good referee let that go.
5 seconds, 8 seconds before, you're like, fair enough. He's face down on the mat. but he was getting back up on his feet.
He was on his feet as he stepped in
Mm.
with 3 or 4 seconds to go. Like, Herb Dean doesn't stop that unless Dom is still flat in his stomach and taking unanswered shots to the head.
Yeah.
That was a terrible stoppage.
Yeah.
It was a bad stoppage.
I think he gets another shot. I do think Dana will look after him. Because he stood up for Dana in this one. Like, he was the co-main. Like, he said, yeah, I'm there for you, Dana. I'll fight for you, bud.
Yeah.
That's one thing Dana loves is loyalty. Like.
Yeah.
To say I was surprised with how the main event went, I was dumbfounded watching it. I was excited. I felt bad for Tony. Like, he won every round.
Every round.
Yeah, Justin won every round.
Every round, and
If
Tony just didn't have an answer.
None of us, there's 8 of us in that chat, or 7 of us in the MMA chat, not one of us picked Gaethje to win.
No.
And Verdict MMA app. Not one
and
of us.
And that wasn't any disrespect to Justin.
In any way, we just thought Tony's not losing
Tony
this.
had too many tools to beat him. And Justin's game plan was so simple and so perfect. And at the 3-4 rounds in, I was thinking to myself, okay, Justin deserves this, but knowing Tony's going to come out of something's going to come out of the blue here and fucking finish Justin. And I was nervous. I was sick with nerves in the 5th round, thinking to myself, Tony's going to come out with something absolutely crazy here.
I thought that as well. Then he did the roll. I was like, oh no, he's fucked. He's gone. But like that exactly what you're saying now, that uppercut in the second, near the last 2 seconds, I was like, oh my God. And the buzzer.
He was saved by the bell there.
Completely
saved by the bell.
He knows that. What happened actually in that round? He went back to his corner and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It was the commissioner cutman never came in. He had a cut in his cheek, and there was the cutman didn't see it. You talking about Tony?
No, I'm talking about Justin.
Oh, I didn't see that.
The guy reached into Justin's mouth. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" It was really weird.
I didn't pay any attention to that.
But that cut got worse on Tony's mouth, and that should have been treated.
The least of his problems after a while.
Yeah.
Those left hook absolute haymakers.
The power in them, man.
The power in them that we've seen him put people away with. And what genuinely scared me, I was awake for ages afterwards talking to Dara about it. The way Tony's body reacted before Herb stood in and stopped it, the way his head was shaking, it was like his brain was refusing to give up, but his body was like, we can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
It was like McDonald Lawler eventually McDonald nose and face just couldn't take the punishment anymore. And Dana White made it a point to the presser that he wouldn't have been mad if it was stopped 30 seconds earlier. It was a good stoppage. No one's going to complain about that stoppage. No one can.
No, it was unbelievable. But how does Justin fare against Khabib?
I don't think he has the skill set to beat Khabib. I always thought that Tony has the skill set to beat.
He is a state champion wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
So
a great wrestler.
But can Khabib take those shots?
I don't know. I don't think anyone else in the division can take those shots.
I loved Frank Mir's tweet. Did you see it?
Yeah.
I don't know what's in. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's in Ferguson's chin, but it's the cure for the coronavirus.
Yeah, an absolutely unholy amount of damage he took. And it was the leg kicks, man. The leg kicks were absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, they crippled him small, but like that.
I was
took
wincing.
4 or 5 years off his life, I'd say, that fight.
But don't forget, it was only a year ago he came back from that massive knee surgery. Like, if he's bound to have a 6-month suspension now, Tony. That's bound to happen.
Dana would say, "Come on, chill for a while."
Yeah, but just sit in the back burner. Like, let Justin face Khabib in June, and just take the year off until September, October.
Even face the loser again.
You
don't think now Dana's going to say, "Nah, Tony Khabib can go fuck itself"? You think it's going to happen?
I think it's still possible to happen. I don't know what circumstances it will happen.
But isn't the shine gone off it after that?
Slightly, because Tony's not unbeaten anymore, and the streak has ended. But now there's a more interesting thing. It's like you have the guy who's gone in and taken the boogeyman streak can he now go in and take Khabib's streak?
Street killer.
Like, does Justin Gaethje become the greatest lightweight of all time if he beats the two of those back to back?
Man, I
Having
couldn't
entered
believe
MMA 6 years ago.
how good he looked, how powerful he like. I knew he was powerful, but I always kind of considered him a bit of a soft head, really, like just a
Brawler. I just thought he was a
brawler.
guy who was going to take punches and just get his head thumped off him until eventually he'd take him.
One or the other fell.
The roles reversed in how I thought this match was going to go. I thought Tony was going to piece him up for 5 rounds until Justin, or the towel came in, or until Justin just couldn't take it anymore. Like what Dustin Poirier did with him. Justin stood in the center of the ring, and Dustin danced around him and punched and punched and kicked and won on points eventually. Justin took an unholy amount of damage in that fight, and the roles reversed. His fight, like, he was savage. He adapted to every situation. It's seriously impressive. I know people are good at that. That Tony and Khabib isn't going to happen, but you cannot begrudge.
Not at all.
Justin
Did
after that.
You saw him take the belt off and throw on the ground?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He took it with him to the press conference.
Okay.
He said that was just emotion. He was saying it was emotion that, look, I do want the real one. I'm not turning my nose up at this, but I do want the real one straight away.
Khabib, you saw then the no comment, and then he made a comment.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. No, I'd be very interested to see now Khabib. I'm not going to hold any prerequisite of how the fight will go in my head, because I had a prerequisite last night of a different fight.
As did 90% the MMA fan base. Yeah.
Look, I'd say bookies weren't happy at all, were they? A lot of the favourites lost. A lot of the underdogs came in. Wasn't Dominic Cruz a favourite? Wasn't Tony a favourite?
Cejudo was the favourite in the Dominic Cruz fight, and in the Vegas bookies anyway.
Okay. Qatar was a favourite actually as well. Now you say it, I think.
Yeah, Ngannou was heavy favourite.
I could probably top up my ass here, yeah. Never mind. I know our fucking bet didn't work on Paddy Power.
Well, it was Waterson left me down.
Same. Exact same. Sherlock.
There's always one.
There's always one.
Well, in fairness, if it came to the end, I had Tony. Anyway, so I would have lost in the end anyway. I
would have probably cashed out by then. I'm a bit of a bitch like that. No, I had Cruz as well.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
No, I went Cejudo in my bet, in my financial bet.
All in all, UFC 249 was unbelievable.
It lived up to every expectation.
And I really enjoyed being up and being online and tweeting and Instagram. Like, it was like just the buzz, like the whole world was watching. What did you think of the tweets coming up on the screen?
I liked them, but some of them had no place being up there.
Like Mario Lopez?
More like Mario Lopez is a big fan. He's at a lot of the events. But more like Logan Paul. And those kind of ones kind of pissed me off a small bit.
Did you see Will Fleury's tweet? We were chatting on Twitter. So as Combat Events we were chatting, he put up saying, why are we seeing this? If I want to see people's comments, I go to Twitter. And I tweeted back saying, I don't mind it. I'm enjoying it, kind of thing. And he said, I understand that, but these two guys have put their entire careers on the line. And for you to be not paying attention to what they're doing and reading Logan Paul's tweet, it's not very fair. And I thought it was a really good point.
Yeah. Maybe it was just more to make the audience feel more inclusive because it was an empty stadium.
That's exactly what it was.
They handpicked the tweets that they put up on the screen based on followers, like purely followers. Like,
I'd say they did.
But I loved how the separation between the lads didn't affect chemistry between them whatsoever. DC is my favorite commentator. Like, the guy, his reaction to Ngannou happening right in front of him was sensational. He doesn't want any of that.
It's brilliant, Mike. It was brilliant. We have 2 cards this week. Like, I thought it was actually over 3 weeks. It's not. It's 1 week. We have one on Wednesday night and then Saturday night,
And then I think it's Fight Island.
Fight Island.
For 250.
Do you hear the voice chatting? There's your boss. Go ask him. Joe's like, I'm trying. He's not telling me. Wednesday night's card is solid enough. It's not bad at all. Some good names on there.
Yeah.
Ray Borg, Ricky Simon, Drew Dober's there, Ben Rothwell, like Anthony Smith
I'm
and Glover
looking forward to
Teixeira.
seeing St. Preux at heavyweight. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
How much weight does he carry up? I don't know how much weight he usually cuts to get to light heavyweight.
Ben
He,
Rothwell is a bit of an animal as well, isn't he?
hmm?
Ben Rothwell's a bit of an animal.
Yeah, he's a
37
stat.
and 12, like, this is
Yeah, he's a
record.
stat. He's fought everyone.
Yeah. And St. Preux, is it? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
He's bigger than Rothwell.
Yeah, taller.
Yeah, taller. No, sorry, height-wise Rothwell is, but reach-wise and leg reach is
St. Preux
higher as well.
is a lanky guy.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know. I don't know why I stay up for it though.
Or look, Wednesday night. It's not like we have work in the morning, huh?
Sure. Now he says
Quarantine and all that.
Yeah. How did you? So did Dara stay in your house last night?
He walked home this morning.
I was gonna say. So well, yeah, I was gonna say there's no point in sleeping on the couch because the kids are in.
No.
Like Wyatt was up before I went to bed.
The kids woke just as I went to bed as well.
Yeah. Insanity. And Jules was.
I was
freaking.
delighted I got the bed to myself.
I know. Jules was like, my wife was like, "Why couldn't you step and have breakfast when you were awake anyway?" I was like, "Woman, I've been on an emotional roller coaster here." Like,
yeah, yeah. It did not disappoint.
no, it was top notch.
Yeah.
And Trump's message of support. The UFC are putting on a great match tonight. Thank you, Dana, UFC.
Yeah.
Look, he's his buddy. I can see that as like for Dana to get that endorsement and
Dana loves it. Yeah.
And as well for Trump to be able to support the first sport back and that kind of stuff. Did they get much heat for coming back?
Not enough that they were cancelled by Disney again anyway.
Well, look, supposedly it was fine tooth and comb, like it was done properly, like.
Yeah. And if it comes out that no one else got infected by Jacare Souza, then they have done everything perfectly because it means they prepared for worst case scenario that someone did have it.
Yeah.
And they stopped anyone else getting it.
Yeah.
It's an absolute PR nightmare for them if it comes back that 5 or 6 fighters test positive for it now.
I thought it was going to PR, like it was in none of the embeddeds. It was in none of the previous mentioned commentators didn't talk about it. Like they shut it down. Like
they joked right about keeping Bruce Buffer safe.
Yeah, his coat was class. Coat was so good. But Joe made the point as well. Joe is really like we talked about this during the week. He's getting heat from people on Reddit and fans because he's so lackadaisy saying.
That's what annoys me about Joe is like Joe's had 4 or 5 experts on now at this stage telling him why it's dangerous and why we need this and why we need that. And then all it takes is fucking Brendan Schaub to come on once and it's like changed his mind.
But what got me was what you said is he's like, oh, why do we have to wear masks into cafes? It's like, but you have someone here, you have a professional doctor testing everyone before getting in your studio to make sure they don't have it.
Who you said is $200 an hour that is testing everyone that comes into your house before you hug them or touch them. Like,
so it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird that was he just drinking? I think he might have just been drinking a high with the boy, with his buddy, and just.
I don't know. Like he was shaking hands with everyone in the cage, and
well, everyone was tested. Everyone was positive.
Exactly. I think at that stage, everyone's in one big bubble. So I think you're fine at that stage.
I agree with that. That I would be shaking hands. I do think that, like Bruce.
But why is he able to shake hands with the boys can't sit together?
Well, that's what he said. He said that as well. He said, "Why are we so distant if everyone's free of it?" I think it's just more of a state. It was a state more than UFC. I think, wasn't it?
It looked like the coaching team were forced to wear masks as well.
Yeah, or 100%.
It looked like they were being told to wear masks
because they couldn't. They couldn't not be together. Like
I think it all went. I think it all went really well. It was a great event. I'm looking forward to this. There's some dream fights you'd love to see now with no crowd.
Yeah,
where you could hear what they're saying. Like how good would have Khabib and Conor have been with no crowd?
Yeah, Khabib Tony with no crowd.
Yeah.
Arlovsky is on this card as well on Wednesday night, and so is Michael Johnson and Sarah Mraz. I forgot about that. That's the prelims. Brian Keller's there as well. He's solid enough. It's not a bad fight card. Like
The main event is strange to me.
Smith versus
Teixeira
Texera,
and
is it?
Smith is a strange one to me, but I think it's just a case of Dana put
Well,
out a text. Who wants to fight? Okay, you want to fight. You want to fight. Okay, let's get these two boys together.
they're probably the bigger ones at the moment. The bigger, like Smith is number 3, Glover's number 8. So
Yeah, I think I think I like the Saturday card more than the Wednesday card.
Overeem Harris.
Open in Harris. I
How's
really
Harris
hope.
going?
I
How's
know.
he
I
doing
really
that?
hope Harris gets it. I think everyone's against Overeem on this one.
And it's not out of a spite or anything. It's like they just
No,
want to win for Walt.
I want this guy to get a win. Yeah,
The killer Angela Hill's back. Angela Hill is back. Barbosa's down the card. This is that like 145 or something? Is that am I right in saying that Barbosa versus Dan Ige? Is that?
Barboza was he? I don't know. Is he going down?
I think he is for this fight.
Strange this stage in his career to go down.
Well, like he's shredded as it is. How can he lose any more weight?
Mm. The Brazilians are good at that, man.
Yeah,
Look at Aldo. I never would have thought Aldo would have been able to make 135
I know.
ever, and he looked great at 135.
Yeah, it's a featherweight fight. Yeah, no, that Saturday does look good as well. But we can chat about Saturday. We'll do a podcast after the next Thursday. We'll do a podcast, will we? Thank you, sir. Like, yeah, Bryce Mitchell just put a thing up. He wouldn't tap ... and it just pictures of him doing the twisters. He wouldn't tap, man. It was ridiculous. Who had the choke and got away with it? I think it was actually the first match in the early prelims. The Smiley Sam
Up
and
against the cage.
unbelievable.
Yeah. I saw
Completely
that. I saw the
purple.
highlight. Yeah.
He just stayed calm. He just stood still. And I was like, he's unconscious. Like he must be out. And he's like,
Olenek did some crazy things to get out of some of our Doom submissions as well. A guy 260 pounds on top of you, putting all his weight behind stuff. Really, really impressive.
Yeah. Like I think he's just extremely likable, Olenek, isn't he? He's just like the mad uncle we never had. John Jones, like a lot of people were tweeting. Everyone was watching. I think every fight fan was watching, wasn't they? Weren't they?
Yeah. I'd be interested to see the numbers.
I would love to see the numbers. I'm sure there's no fucking gate, is there?
Ben had joked about it, I think, because he starts with the gate. He's like, the attendance was $0. Gate was $0.
Did you see the little snippet of Bisping versus Rogan?
No.
So I was like, Bisping, he's like, congratulations. Here's fucking Johnny, everyone. It's like there's no one in the audience. And then cuts to Rogan going, you're a winner, Rogan Span. There's nobody in the audience whatsoever. And Span just laughs his whole off. Look, they're all adjusting.
The guy who was high-fiving people coming out, high-fiving the invisible crowd.
That was the first. That was what's his name? Yeah. What was Tony shoved Gaethje away? Was that just kind of sheer frustration?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Because he apologized after, and he kind of said, "Look."
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was just emotion, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, come here. Great chatting to you. Looking forward to another fight week. Fight night on Wednesday night. You know, when I stay up, I'll see. You going to stay up, do you think?
I'll see.
2 a.m. 2 a.m.
2 a.m. for the main.
2 a.m. for the main card. So that's 6 o'clock.
Let's hope there's no fight pulled off it or anything.
It's so tough. Like, what time did you wake up today?
1.
1, because I knew, because you'd liked like 12 posts in a row. You were obviously lying in bed.
Yeah, it's hard being an Irish MMA fan, but look, when I saw the thing,
European MMA fan.
Just when the prelims were finishing last night, and they were showing how to buy, and I was looking at the price, and it was $85 to buy the pay-per-view. I'm like, yeah, I'd much rather stay awake than be looking to pay $85. Like,
yeah. Come here. Have a good night, my man. Good chatting to you. Thank you all for listening. Like, subscribe, review. If you have any questions for us, DM us or Instagram. You can follow us on Combat Offensive across everything. Uh, Deb with the heavy breath. Good luck.